up. The alleged land grab going on in various parts of the country in the name of Waqf land is a story broken right here on Plain Speak first and exclusively last week. At that time, the focus was on 6 villages in Trichy that were being claimed as belonging completely to the state Waqf board. Local residents were unable to buy or sell that land without an NOC from the local Waqf board. While the government stepped in to correct that anomaly then, what that story has done is blown the lid of what could be possibly the biggest organized land grab in the country over the last 25 years. Now, why do I say organized? Because the powers to the Waqf boards itself to declare and acquire virtually any land in the country comes directly from the Waqf Act of 1995. On the back of what transpired in Tamil Nadu, similar complaints started coming in, and now Uttar Pradesh government has ordered a survey of all Waqf properties within a month. The question we ask today, is land grabbing going on in the garb of the Waqf Act? And is it time to determine what all land Waqfs have acquired over the last few decades, because they're already the third largest land holder in India? That debate in just a bit, but first up, some more details. A look at the UP government's latest decision, which is also, of course, meeting political opposition. So the UP government has asked for an investigation into properties that are misusing or have misused the 1995 Waqf Act. The district administrations have been asked to survey all of these Waqf properties. A 1989 order in Uttar Pradesh that allowed the transfer of a barren or non-agricultural land to Waqf has also been struck down. Now, this order that existed in itself is an appalling thing. Transfer of shrine, graveyard or Eidgah land to Waqfs are also going to be re-looked at, and details of such properties have been sought within the next 1 month. But let me break down why the Waqf Act is under question. How is a Waqf property identified? How is it even declared a Waqf property is frankly the clincher and the biggest concern over this Act. So the Waqf board collects information on properties it believes to be belonging to the Waqf. It believes that there are certain properties that may belong to them, and then it conducts an inquiry into those properties. If the board is satisfied, it claims that the property belongs to the Waqf board, and then the decision of the board, unless modified or revoked by a Waqf tribunal, is final. Let me just take you that through one more time. So the decision of the board is final and it goes to a tribunal only after the board has already said that this property belongs to us. And remember, as I mentioned, how is a property identified as a Waqf property is totally in control of the local Waqf board. Now, the second biggest issue is what does this Act really say? What authority does it say to the Waqf tribunal? Because that's where you can take a dispute to. Now, this tribunal, if we can move on with our graphics, the tribunal has the same powers as exercised by a civil court. The execution of decisions as per Code of Civil Procedure laws is done. Decision of the tribunal is final and binding on parties. An appeal may go to a high court. This is added towards the end, and interestingly, it says that a high court may look into it. It's almost an afterthought. No surprises then, there are multiple cases concerned with Waqf properties and challenge to the Act itself ongoing in courts. Here is what the petition says. That Waqf, the word, is not mentioned anywhere in the Constitution. It's against secularism and integrity. That this Act arbitrarily is enacted arbitrarily and is religion biased. That violates Article 14 and 15. That there are no safeguards to other religions to save their properties from the inclusion into a Waqf list. The Waqf board has been given unbridled powers to register any property as theirs, and no provision really to identify and determine the status of any property as a Waqf land. So the big debate that's coming up is massive land grab going on under provisions of the Waqf Act. We're also joined by some victims, those who claim that the Waqf has acquired their land illegally. But first up, here's more. A stunning case has come to light from agricultural villages in Tamil Nadu. Entire land of as many as 6 villages in Trichy district is being claimed as Waqf land by the Tamil Nadu Waqf board. Yes, you heard it right.
My property is registered by the first registration happened in 1917. When did the Waqf board come into existence? How can they claim it as a Waqf property? This
board, he put fingers on my house and say this is the Waqf property. I have to go before this board only. I cannot go to the court. I cannot go to any other place. I cannot go to the High Court.
Here are a bunch of people who own homes, land parcels in the town. They've been living here for 6 to 7 generations, and they have documents to prove that they own the place where they stay or the place where they work. But right now they are scared that they may lose it very soon.
ये तो भ्रम पैदा कर रहे हैं वो लोग जिन्होंने भ्रष्टाचार किया था वक्फ की संपत्तियों में, चाहे सपा हो, कांग्रेस हो, बसपा हो, उन्हीं के नेता इस पर आपको आपत्ति करते मिलेंगे। आम आदमी, आम मुसलमान तो बहुत खुश है आदरणीय योगी सरकार के इस फैसले से।
हम सर्वे के खिलाफ हैं, सर्वे नहीं होना चाहिए और इस सरकार को केवल हिंदू मुस्लिम में उलझाना है। जो लोग दावा करते हैं $1 ट्रिलियन इकोनॉमी की, ये बताएं कि $1 ट्रिलियन की इकोनॉमी क्या मदरसों में सर्वे होने से हो जाएगी?
कहीं ना कहीं वक्फ प्रॉपर्टीज कब आई, कैसे आई, क्यों आई, कहाँ से आई, उनका रिकॉर्ड्स में है कि नहीं है, ये सारी चीज़ें होना चाहिए और ये वक्फ के लिए भी अच्छा है और समाज के लिए।
ये छोटा एनआरसी दोबारा है। ये आप वक्फ प्रॉपर्टी को एक एनिमी प्रॉपर्टी की तरह ट्रीट कर रहे हैं आप।